Hey guys, I did a video about a month ago about how I had to rush my dog to the pet ER because she ate grapes. And several of the comments were very critical that the vets are just out to make money. Grapes are perfectly fine. I got duped by emergency vets who are playing on people's emotions. And I'd like to set the record straight. So I'm Sarah. I'm with Chicken and Bulldogs Urban Farming. For those of you who are new to my channel, I have 3 chickens, pot pie, Parmesan, and chicken noodle. And I also have a not quite 1-year-old female Old English Bulldog named Sterling. There she is. Isn't she sweet? I never made a video about what happened earlier this summer. I did make a video about the grapes, and part of the reason why I brought my dog to the emergency room for eating grapes has to do with this tragic story that happened in June of this year when our dog was 7 months old. So it was early June. I was driving home from work. My husband was home with the kids, and the kids were out playing in our backyard pool. Sterling was also in the backyard with the kids, and my husband had to run in to take care of a couple things because he was working remotely that day. And this is probably towards the 4 p.m. hour. Well, the pool pump runs on an electrical cord that is maybe only 12 feet long, and we had to use an extension cord to connect it to an outdoor power outlet to power the pump. Now, when nobody was looking, our 7-month-old bulldog Sterling started chewing on where the 2 heads connected. Now, initially, if you chew on the cord, the thing would shut off, but she somehow managed to wrap her tongue around the 2 prongs on the electrical cord outlet, and she started to electrocute herself. My daughter was in the pool playing and heard something. Thankfully, she heard something. Got out of the pool, looked at Sterling, who was locked on to the electrical cord head, and buzzing, vibrating, and defecating herself in the process. My 8-year-old daughter, Mackenzie, God bless her, she saved her life, ran in and got my husband. My husband said she came in hysterics saying, "It's buzzing, it's buzzing." And my husband's like, "What's buzzing?" And he went outside and he saw Sterling just getting electrocuted to death. Quickly, he pulled the electrical cord out of the power source and she popped right back up. He's like, "Oh, thank God, she's going to be okay." And then she walked a couple steps and then started profusely vomiting up blood. It was at this moment that he got on the phone with our regular vet, which is not an emergency vet, told them what happened, and said that I'm going to take her to the Blue Pearl emergency vet, which is right in town. It's 5 minutes away. Couldn't be more convenient. They said, "Stop. Don't take her to a Blue Pearl. You're going to need to take her to an emergency vet that has a cardiac unit available, because if she's been electrocuted, she's going to be suffering burns to her mouth and her lungs. So you need to take her to Allied in Minneapolis." That decision saved Sterling's life. That decision came from my regular vet, the same vet that I called to report the ingested grapes. So to back on the subject of the electrocution, my husband called me to let me know that he had a neighbor come watch the kids, because they also had a friend over at the time. It was the friend's mom. He's rushing the dog to the emergency room in Minneapolis, and I was about 5 minutes away from home. I got home, we packed up the kids, and by the time I got to the vet, the doctor at the ER said we had about 50-50 odds that Sterling would pull through. That electrocution actually causes severe burns internally, and that sometimes these scars and burns can have some latency and appear 1 to 2 days later. So what they ended up doing is putting her in an oxygenated kennel. Now, we saw her that night before we left, and I didn't take any video footage because we were just so emotional. The last thing I wanted to do was pick up my phone. I just wanted to see her. She couldn't leave the kennel. They said that they would call us at 5 a.m. with an update on her vitals. My husband and I, we didn't sleep a wink that night. We got a call at 5 a.m. that morning, which is 12 hours after it happened, that her vitals were good, but we were not out of the woods yet, and another call at 5 p.m. We got another call at 5 p.m. and they said that miraculously, she hadn't sustained any burns inside her mouth, and there was some burning inside of her lung tissue, but it was very minor. It could have been a lot worse. That evening, they let us go see her and spend a little bit of time with her at the vet. Here's the footage.
Yeah. Hey, sweetie. Oh my goodness, let's calm down here. We brought your special blankie. Yeah, you sweet girl. So happy to see your daddy.
She spent 2 more days in that oxygenated kennel. And on the 3rd night, we were able to finally bring her home with a clean bill of health, with some restrictions that we were going to try to keep her activity level down for 2 weeks, which is hard to do with a puppy, but we did it. And Sterling is about to turn 1 in 2 weeks, and she's perfectly recovered. She's perfectly happy and healthy. She will not have any long-term complications. And I'm so glad that we called our vet, because we could have taken her to a Blue Pearl or any other emergency vet. I'm not trying to, throw a Blue Pearl under the bus here. That would have been happy to charge us just for walking in the door and maybe not taking care of her. The total vet bills cost about $6,000, and that sucked, but we still have our beautiful girl, and her life was not tragically cut short. So fast forward to the grapes incident. I'll link that video at the end of this. With that electrocution incident happening just 2 months prior, our emotions are still a little bit raw about the fragileness of life. So when she ate the grapes, I almost didn't make a call, but then I decided to call the vet. And they told me actually to go to the Blue Pearl in town and they would take care of it. And Blue Pearl did for $1,000. Am I happy about paying $1,000 to have my dog barf up grapes so she wouldn't have liver failure? No, grapes are asinine. I mean, they are so harmless. This isn't Tylenol that she ate or anything like that. Am I happy about it? No. But I also, knowing what we had to deal with earlier in the summer, couldn't deal with her dying or having complications because I just didn't feel like it. And no matter how much it costs, sometimes when you love your pet, it doesn't matter. You just do it. Because if it was your child or your spouse, you'd do the same. And your dog is family too, right? Well, just goes to show you that, it's easy to say when somebody made a mistake, but in the moment, you don't know what the person has been through and you don't know the situation. There are a lot of vets out there that are looking to take advantage of people. I get it. There's a lot of vets out there that are just looking to take advantage of people. I'd say that in my experience, most vets, they're good and they're just there to take care of your pet. And with all the liability and everything like that, they're almost hardly ever going to say, oh, you'll be fine, you can stay home. But that's just the way the world works now. And here she is in her little Halloween scarf that she doesn't mind. See what I mean? Happy and healthy. So stay tuned, guys. Sterling's birthday is coming up. We'll probably do a video on that. It's a wonderful October weather we're having here today. And the chickens are free ranging. There's always something going around here or going wrong. So the drama never stops. Like, share, subscribe, guys, and stay warm out there.